Welcome back to the We Was Watching podcast. I'm your host, Brandon.
I'm your other host, Chanel.
And I'm your guest host, Sharmane.
What's happening with you, man? What you need, man? That ain't this now, man.
Freddie, you deserve a drop.
You do. I don't hate
need a
mine. I know you hate yours, Chanel, but Brandon needs
Yeah,
one.
there's just so many better. I'll find it. I'm too lazy for it. But guys, welcome to not just We Was Watching, but We Was Lanterns. We Was green.
Yeah. We Was Lanterns. That's right.
We Was pink, puking up, glow in the dark stuff. I'm one of your hosts, Chanel, and I'm so excited to be here for a show that just feels a little bit. This show is a good blend of blurred and baddie. So if you're here for the We Was Watching podcast, you know this is a show for everyone in between that spectrum. We're so excited. We have our three hosts here, and also we have, I know, you know what, Brandon? I set you up for failure because I know you don't know what sound we need.
I already have it.
You have it. If you know the sound I'm thinking about, we have a year. I'm signing a year contract right now.
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
No, Sharmane, I was actually excited. I thought it was gonna happen.
Was that it? Was that it?
No, that was not it, friend.
All right, hold on. What about this?
And he tried to say, "Don't touch me," and I touched that nigga.
Touch that nigga. Nope.
That's not it either.
It's net new related to. Oh wait, talk, you guys.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay, I thought I missed some audio. Sorry, no, I literally thought I was like, oh fuck. Okay, okay. This is here. It is. You ready?
That's bad audio.
Yeah, that's Mufasa. Yeah, that's Mufasa. Yeah, that's Mufasa.
So yeah, I just thought you knew.
You know we got new listeners coming in. Right.
That's the correct one.
This is the Sexy Cat Stand podcast. So we stand men who look like feline.
He does really look like an actual cat,
like
doesn't he?
Egyptian ruler. He looked like
Crazy.
King Tut if he was fine. And also, don't forget he's in it. So there's just so many reasons to love this show. So before we get kicked off, I'm being silly, but you guys, thank you so much for joining the recently created Patreon. We want to thank our patrons. We're testing out new names. Okay, so on paper, it doesn't sound as good, but we wasn't. How do y'all like being our we was cousins? You guys let us know in the chat. Okay, so we just want to thank you so much to Danita, LaShawn, Brentel, Stephanie, and then a very special thank you to Julia, Winna, Seb, Kayla, Danita, and our girl Sharmane.
Don't put me in the thank you.
Hey, you pay the money. If you are having any issues, so we got a message earlier, like somebody couldn't get the link. Literally, please email us. We was watching podcast@gmail.com, and I'll just send you the episode. Like, I don't know why that was messing up.
I know why. I'll tell you offline. I know what happened with her.
Oh, great. Okay, cool. So anyway, we just want to thank you guys so much. And if there's a way you want to be thanked, let us know. Maybe we'll just do a graphic or something. But for now, y'all the best. Y'all are our first wasn't. Okay. And then if you're watching in the chat and you haven't Patreon, you're a second wasn't. You still family, but you're like my mama's wasn't.
Stop trying to make
or your mama's best friend's kids.
Exactly. Yeah, you're a play cousin. Yeah. We're not actually related but those can be closer sometimes. So yeah, okay, I like that actually, because the chat has held us down for a couple of years now. And then if you leave us a 5-star review, we will read your review. If you email us, we'll read your email, as long as you're not a big hater. And so I just wanted to I just want to add one real quick. 5 stars finally from Captain Cowboy. I found my new favorite Hot D podcast, and we're so glad you found us right at the end of that season. So go ahead and go back to the beginning when we recap season 2, and then we just recap season 3 with Sharmane as our resident. I almost call him Tolkien, our George R. R. Martin expert, our George R. R. Martin Lawrence, just our fave. So we just want you guys to appreciate that season. But we're moving forward with Lanterns, and I, for one, know the least about Lanterns. All I know is he got the ring.
One thing first, Last week I promised that I would do like a live follow-up, and I didn't get to study the back. Like I was going to watch all the things and take notes. I haven't been able to do that yet. That being said, I'm afraid that if I don't commit to this now, it won't get done. So Thursday night at 7 p.m. Pacific or 6 p.m. Pacific, I will go ahead and go live. So you have to follow my YouTube is Sharmane Fury, Sharmane, and I will make sure that I start posting about it on Instagram. It's also Sharmane Fury on Instagram. And I'll try to make sure that I do it on Thursday. If I don't commit to it, I won't get it done. So
we're excited to support.
Arigato.
Are you done?
Yes.
Yeah,
sorry.
you can do the things.
I just wanted to get that out before I forgot.
Thank you.
If you're listening to us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, leave us a review. If it's 5 stars, we'll read it on the show. I should have already read one. You can also watch us on YouTube at youtube.com/@WeWasWatching, or just search for the We Was Watching podcast. Like our videos, subscribe to our channel, and hit the notification bell so you can see us go live, which we are live right now. Interact with us in the chat. Should already say you can email us at wewaswatchingpodcast@gmail.com, but you can also follow us everywhere on social media. Just search for We Was Watching on all the different social media sites. And once again, thanks for all the Patreons. But if you want to support the show, you can support us at patreon.com/@WeWasWatching. We just put up our first Patreon episode reviewing X-Men, where I got jumped
the classic
by Chanel and Mike with horrible takes.
No.
I was right.
No. You ran into our fists. We didn't want any beef. You wanted to argue. We were like, okay, that's fine.
Sometimes Brandon just wants to argue.
Yeah, I'm like, I know, because he wants to generate clicks like his hero, Ben Shapiro, but he's not able to.
Gosh.
Yeah, he's not.
Sharmane, she defended. You want to talk about talking for clicks? She defended the frog line. You can only do that by trolling. You can
she
only
also
do
did that in the
trolling.
group chat, and I veto.
Yeah,
as
she's
the
trolling.
oldest person on this screen
That's what
right
I'm
now,
saying.
I'm gonna go ahead and just flat out
She's
veto.
trolling.
First of all, she said toad, and she's right.
Pardon.
Same thing happens to a toad as everything else. We're about to get electrocuted, bro. You fried.
We're doing a Road to Doomsday series on the Patreon, reviewing all the movies that is important for Doomsday. The next movie this week will be X2, X-Men 2. Also, Marvel just put out a list yesterday of the movies that you should.
They announced a new cast. Oh
no, that the movies you should watch leading up to Doomsday.
Well, yes.
And it's all the movies we already picked because, of course, I'm a genius.
Because you're Professor Brandon. I've been calling you Professor Brandon
it's the
forever.
exact same list that I already picked.
Brandon. He's yeah, except for Cerebro is like a PS2 controller.
No, that's offensive. I don't fuck with Charles.
I know you don't.
Charles is trash.
That being said, you still have all the knowledge, so I respectfully.
Chanel doesn't know. See, she just knows movie Charles. She doesn't know how fucked up Charles Xavier is.
Yeah,
fucked up in the movies too.
Charles was fucked up from day one, comic one, first issue.
Not? Who ain't?
No, Charles is fucked up.
He wants Jean so bad that most of his inner monologue, and she's a teenager. Was she 15 or something? 14 or 15?
Oh, in the beginning? Yeah, no, she was like 17, but she was still a teenager.
His inner monologue is all about like, oh, I'm so in love with this child, but I can't be like that because I have to be their teacher. And then the other boys will be left out.
No, that is not what he said. He said, I can't be with her because I'm in this wheelchair. That's what he said. He said, because I'm in this wheelchair.
Has it been that long since I've read it?
That's what he said.
In my
not
head,
because he's the teacher. It's because he's in a wheelchair.
So much worse. Oh,
God.
In my head, I thought it was the teacher.
And by the way, Charles gets even worse than that in some ways.
Oh, yeah.
As a character.
So I just want to. So going back to the Patreon episode, I think it's crazy that Brandon was saying the movie took liberties he didn't want to see, and it sounds like the movie really did a good cut there.
No, because it made Charles look like a good person.
Yeah, but like now that's the new story, and now, because I'm telling you right now, if a lot of these shows were exactly how they were written, they just wouldn't have made it past the teenage spike of
it would have been even bigger. I
I've
promise
talked
you.
to
Not in
some
2000.
folks who became X-Men comic readers after the X-Men movies and were shocked by Charles.
Yeah.
So it
Really
would
pissed me
be
off.
a little bit better. Like the worst thing they had Charles do in the movies was essentially enslave Jean's mind, which is also terrible. But people didn't take that as bad. But once they start reading the comics and they, if you dig far enough back, or even I guess
You don't got to dig
before-
far enough back. Just pick
That's
up
true.
any X-Men book, and he's terrible.
he's pretty rough. Yeah, he's pretty rough.
The best he was in Krakoa, which is the best ever. Which, by the way,
That's what I was just about to say.
we'll talk about this more on the Patreon. But by the way, Marvel, the director who's doing the X-Men movie, said, "I am taking my X-Men movie inspired by Jonathan Hickman's X-Men, which Jonathan Hickman is the greatest comic book writer ever, and he wrote the Krakoa X-Men, which is why they're going to finally do real X-Men." So, but we'll talk more about that on X2 this week. What we're here to talk about today is DC Comics' new TV show, Lanterns.
Yeah, Brandon, what'd you think about the first episode?
No, that's my job.
But you never get to tell your part. We would like to hear from you.
Okay. I thought the episode was excellent. I usually have problems with. I thought I was going to have a problem with this show because I thought the show was going to run away from the characters, like the whole Green Lantern mythos, right? Because I don't like, that doesn't need to be like in the comic books, but it's like, you're going to do a show about the Green Lanterns. They should be Green Lanterns. So I didn't think they were going to talk, like, I thought this was going to be this super grounded show and they weren't going to talk about the Guardians. And then like in the first like 10 minutes, he's like, "Oh yeah, the fucking blue guys in space told me." I was like, yes, thank you. They care. You can do two things at once. You can tell a grounded story and tell your story in the time period and in the context that you want to, with not being insulted and afraid of the source material. Yes, there's fucking blue giant people in space called the Guardians of the Universe who live on a living planet called Mogo that is also a Green Lantern. The planet is a Green Lantern, and it generates all of the willpower rings that get sent throughout the universe that picks people, and it comes to you and it talks to you in your sleep and wakes you up.
Is this a spoiler? Is this a spoiler?
No, they talked about it in the first episode.
Yeah.
Okay,
they said it in the first episode.
More.
And I was like, I didn't think they were going to talk about any of that in this show. I thought this was just going to be like, oh, look at these two buddy cops going through something. And I was like, no, they're still going to do that.
DC is doing better now than they've ever done. Like, they've always nailed the cartoon movies. I am not a DC person at all, but they've always nailed the cartoon movies. They're finally nailing live action shows. They're still not, as far as I'm concerned, they're still not hitting on the films, but the shows, I think they're nailing.
Yes.
Because even Peacemaker, who I don't give a fuck about, even that was fine to me.
Creature Commandos was great. Yeah, they've done really good shows.
Yeah, they've done good.
I was very excited.
Yeah, I'm glad.
What did you think, Sharmane?
Well, you're my go-to DC person when I got questions. I'm Marvel mania. I don't really fuck with DC that much. I used to with Batman for a very long time, but you know, it's hard to support Batman now.
He's
but
better now.
As a child,
he's woke Batman.
I know he's
now.
better now, but like forever he's been shitty. But like I really loved Green Lanterns as a kid. And then I haven't picked up a Green Lantern book in ages. And so leading up to this, I started reading some of the top ones that they recommend ahead of this show.
Your Green Lantern Rebirth?
A little bit. I didn't start that one, but I've done a little bit of Emerald, what's it? Emerald something. Anyways, I started reading some of them. And it kind of got me excited again. And what I really love so far is that the constructs are regular ass shit right now. They're not ridiculous. I do hope we get a couple ridiculous constructs as the season goes on.
Oa, not Mogo. You're right. Oh, sorry. Somebody in the chat, correct. I forgot they live on Oa, not Mogo. You're right. Well, they've lived on Mogo at different points, but they do live on Oa.
Wasn't there a break apart? Didn't some of the Guardians separate and some of them went to
Yeah, they had beef.
Yeah. So I know a little bit about the canon, but I did a little studying this week so that I could feel a little bit more confident. And I so far I think they're doing a real good job grounding it in reality, which is something Marvel has always done better in live action than DC ever did. DC has always been gods on earth, and Marvel has always been, if we had supreme beings, how would they integrate in our regular life? This seems like the first time DC has figured out gods on earth, not taking over everything. They're just regular ass people who happen to be super powered. And I'm happy with that so far.
All right, let's get to the recap.
Once upon a time in the projects, yo.
Chanel didn't get to say her part.
Yeah, because she tells me not to ask her. That's why I didn't ask her this time. I'm respecting her wishes.
Okay, I didn't know.
Yeah. I'm about to get into it. I will say this though. This show, I'm excited because, like I said, it's a perfect balance between blurred and baddie. So y'all can say all this stuff about Moab and Mobile, Alabama, but I'm talking about Aaron Pierre.
Okay.
We're talking about True Detective. I was in on this show when I figured out it had a True Detective tone to it. I was like, okay, where it's a little bit darker. It just feels like a buddy. No, not even a buddy cop. It feels like it's like a sexy Law and Order. I don't know. I'm here for it.
Sexy Law and Order.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
The show starts off in
like
1996.
Yeah, sorry.
Which is the year I graduated high school, kids.
Which is the greatest year in rap music history. And Hal Jordan is doing a 60 Minutes interview. And he's basically telling the world who he is. Now, the world found out about Hal Jordan 10 years prior to this, is what they said. So they found out about him in 1986. His first sit-down interview happens in 1996 on 60 Minutes. And they're asking him all these questions. And apparently he's like the first hero on Earth. The first, like, one of the first heroes that, like, do I don't know. Like, they talked about him like, you're the first hero that we had. So
the way they described it was that he was the first hero that was like out of the closet. So it's Hal Jordan versus Superman as Clark Kent and all that kind of shit.
Oh yeah. Do we? This is our same Earth. This is the same Earth as Superman.
Yes.
That's a different Earth. Okay.
No, it's the same Earth. Because we'll see Guy Gardner later this season.
Which is weird, right? Because they're out of order. If 2016 is their regular timeline that we're going to see most of, Guy is supposed to be before John, right?
Well, Guy is supposed to be before Hal, technically. But so when not to get too nerdy, but when he tells the story about Abin Sur later, about meeting the alien and getting the ring went to find Guy first. And for whatever reason, it didn't take the guy, and then he left Guy and then went and found Hal. And then that's how Hal became a Lantern. And then Guy became the second Lantern, and then it was John as the third Lantern. Yes.
Right, okay.
So Hal's telling the story about like how he became the Lantern and fighting the aliens, and he's the Green Lantern of Sector 2814. And John and his brothers are watching it on TV, and their daddy about to pull up, and they're like, cut that shit off. He don't like cut that shit off. And John's like, no, I want to hear. So he stays there and listens, and right to the last minute, he cuts it off right when his daddy comes in. And
I got so stressed by this because I was like, please don't let this be abusive dad coming home to whoop their ass because they have the TV on. Like, I was just so.
Well, there is some abuse.
Well, in the Black community, sometimes little A abuse stuff is like considered training a child up. So I would say I was just scared. He was like, I didn't know who was going to be, what was going to be. So I was just scared. It was like the fear they had was turn it off so that we don't all get a whooping. So like when the dad came in, I was like, oh, he about to get the switch. I was like, I had to pause it because I was like, I don't know if I want to watch a kid get whooped today. But do you guys recognize the actor who plays his dad, John Stewart Sr.? That's okay. Wait, I'm not gonna get his name wrong. That's J. Alphonse from P Valley, and he's one of my he's one of my favorite actors. J. Alphonse Nicholson is one of my favorite actors ever. He plays a rapper on P Valley that has to struggle with his sexual identity, and he plays it in such a very grounded way. So it's basically like if the baby like had a boyfriend, and It's so good. He's a gem on that show. It's a good show, but he's also like an amazing actor. So I was happy to see him. And when I thought he was going with his kids, I was upset, but he didn't. So we're good.
It was a traumatizing lead up for sure, because I've been that kid trying to watch TV until the last minute and then hoping that the TV wasn't hot.
Yeah, and it would have been. It would have been.
I am glad it wasn't a whooping. I do think I'm stressed out about what happened, but it's fine.
So then he told his son to go outside
D1.
and grab an apple. And he said, "Are you afraid?" He said, "No." And he shot the apple off his head. And he said, "Good job, buddy. Let's go get the burgers."
Yeah, what's important here is that Hal Jordan mentions that the most important thing about being a Green Lantern is not being afraid. So you can put... You shaking your head?
No, you're right.
No, yes.
But that's not the important part here.
No, there is something you're missing. So let Chanel finish and then I'll jump in and then you can be wrong.
Yeah, I was just going to say, like, what I took away from it as like a first time reader was, okay, this is training. Like he knows he wants him to be in line at some point for this. Like they're training for it the same way you would train for the league. So that's what I took away from it.
What I'm getting is, so Hal says every child's fear is losing a parent.
It's losing a parent.
And once you lose your parent, there's nothing left to fear, which in his case doesn't seem entirely accurate. It seems more like he ain't got nobody. So that's why he's got nothing to fear. But when the dad comes in, the way he's behaving is so shifty at first that I thought he was going to tell them their mom was dead. That's where his acting was so shifty that I was like, oh no, he's about to lose his mom. And that's, every hero is born out of the death of a parent or some shit. But when it turned into the whole, it's basically a training to be fearless is what the dad's doing, not telling them their mom is, maybe their mom's dead. I don't know. But in that moment, that's what I felt like was happening.
Yeah, it was a little bit scary.
So this is where being a baddie comes in. Okay. This is where it comes into play. I'm gonna blow your mind with a theory, but I'm pretty sure I'm correct. But I'm gonna blow your mind with a theory because I have comic book knowledge. Okay, you ready for this? In the comic books, John Stewart's daddy ain't nowhere. He was raised by a single mama. His daddy wasn't around.
Sometimes he was raised by a single mom. Sometimes he's got his whole family though.
Yeah, but generally his daddy not around. Okay. And his daddy wasn't John Stewart Sr. His daddy name was Henry something. But how did his daddy know to ask him, "Are you afraid?"
Yeah, I'm suspicious of the dad. It's in my notes. I got all kinds of suspicions. He didn't watch about the dad.
So that was the first ever interview with Hal Jordan. So this is the first time he's ever talking to people about what a Green Lantern is like. He says on the interview, the question that they ask you to become a Green Lantern is, "Are you afraid?" His daddy's not in the room when he says that, but his daddy knows to ask him, "Are you afraid?" And his daddy knows that he's enthralled with the Green Lantern, and he knows to train him, he needs to help break his fear, which is why he does the shooting of the apple thing. And if you look behind the apples, there's like 12 holes in the wall.
Holes,
it's way more than 12.
They were doing it while he was growing up. Like you mark your door when you're growing up, you're getting taller. They were shooting him like they were shooting that every time. Yeah. I think so this is what his daddy. I think his daddy
is an alien.
No, I think his daddy was supposed to be Green Lantern. And whatever happened to him, he was not able to answer the question, "Are you afraid?" And so the ring didn't go to him and it went to Hal.
So he had to go into the military to help work on the fearlessness, and then he had to raise a fearless child.
A fearless child
to be the I'm okay with that.
Because how else would he know about this?
I think he does know too much. I am suspicious. One of my questions is, I do say, does the dad know something more than John? Is the dad an alien in some way? Is he some sort of military extraterrestrial like agency or something like that? I got a couple ideas about it,
military,
but yes.
Yeah. What's interesting is because I have no frame of reference, I'm thinking that this is established. So I'm actually interested that you two are figuring out like how the dad knows. So my immediate assumptions were he's military, so he either knows that way, or which maybe not, or I assume that it was like known that they were doing interviews for another Green Lantern. Like I think that's what it applied to me. Like
Yeah, but he was a kid. They weren't doing interviews for Green Lantern until John got
right,
older.
but
Also-
I think that like, but you might be like that. That doesn't mean they weren't aware that interviews would happen one day and that they weren't trading.
No,
them
but
up for
they
that
weren't, because we
eventually.
know that because Hal's hologram came back and was like, "What are you talking about? You're training for a Green Lantern." He didn't know that. The hologram didn't know that you could train another Green Lantern or do interviews for another Green Lantern, and that was after. That was after John.
The hologram is 2006.
2006. Yeah.
He's training.
The reveal of who Green Lantern was 1996.
96.
So
Yeah.
he's been out there doing business for a while, but nobody knew who he was until 1996. That interview was fresh, so that means he just revealed who he was.
Yes.
And I don't know that people really understood what is the deal with a Green Lantern or Green Lanterns. I don't know if they know that it's a plural word in 1996. By 2006, of course, they would have gotten there, I think. But yeah, how the hologram is 2006.
And the
So
hologram
something
was
goes-
like, "What do you mean you're training another Green Lantern? There's only one."
Yeah.
So then
I have
he
a
doesn't
theory
say
about
He
that.
says only one from this, like it
Yeah,
wouldn't be from this
per
planet.
sector.
There'd be a back. But
That's
I
a
would
big
say,
thing in the
like,
comic books too, which is funny.
And I think what
'Cause they
you
fuck it
said
up all
makes
the time.
sense. That maybe he was already approached. That would make sense. I'm gonna put my bid in there for a bit. This is a long short. I'm gonna
Long
say
short.
the dad's an alien.
Okay. I mean, that's
That's amazing.
possible.
Okay.
By the way, in the comic books, the rule is you're supposed to have one lantern per sector. You know how many lanterns are in 2814? It's like 8 of them. There's like so many
That's what I'm saying.
lanterns.
I'm confused
It's
because
kind-
like
Off of
from the
Earth.
beginning. Yeah.
It's kind of the rule of two in the Sith world in Star Wars, where there's always a master and always an apprentice, except for literally there was always multiple Sith out there and stuff like that. All of them maybe thought they were apprentice or something. This is what it feels like. I think there's been times though, Brandon, correct me. Isn't there times when it's like it's okay for there to be two active?
Well, sometimes they go off world and they don't show. Like sometimes, like John has like some great stories where like some really fucked up shit
Yeah.
happens to him, where he's like completely off. Like he's not in 2814 no more. He's in another sector doing shit. But there's Hal, there's John, there's Guy, there's Kyle Rayner, who's
Yeah.
probably the best
One of
Lantern.
these motherfuckers.
There's
But he's a White Lantern
Jessica,
now, right?
He's a White Lantern now. There's Jessica Cruz. There's Simon, the
Oh,
Muslim.
girl.
He's a Muslim, and he carries a
Joe.
gun. There's Joe Sojourner.
Muslim. I think Muslim is an adjective.
No, I'm saying he is a Muslim. That's how you said. He is a Muslim.
Is Muslim a noun?
Yeah,
It's a noun.
okay,
It's a noun and an
okay.
adjective.
he's a Muslim
Mm,
Green
okay,
Lantern,
okay.
and he carries a
Right now they're doing
gun.
slurs.
He carries a blicky on
Mm.
him, which is really funny. Because they're like, "Why the fuck are you carrying that fucking gun?" He's like, "I gotta have this gun to keep me safe." Like, you got a fucking ring. What are you talking about?
Stupid.
Well, the ring, the gun don't lose battery.
Well, that's
So-
true.
I was saying.
That's
So-
fair. I mean, you got to
Yeah,
carry
so I
ammo
guess-
around, but
Yeah, so this lore is confusing. The only thing I would say that would make sense to me is that if Hal's story is how he came in, I can understand something fantastical like that. Them not being like, okay, so by the way, there's a training program, you got to apply. Like, I can understand them not giving all the logistics and just kind of a pink alien telling him like, you're the special one, you're chosen. And like kind of not letting him in on like the bigger picture. I think
Yeah.
that
Well,
that
the way
could
they
make sense without
described
it
it
being a plot
later,
point.
which we'll get to, is how it works generally in the
Yeah.
comic books. Is like the lantern from your sector dies, the ring calls off his finger, and it goes searching for another person. And then it finds a person, and then you become the Green Lantern. That's generally how it
the
works.
thing with Abin Sur, the pinky alien, was he wasn't actually working Earth, right? He was working a different sector, and Earth is in a different sector, but they
No.
consider it like not even worth.
That's what they
being
said
that
in the
far
show.
out?
In the
Oh, okay.
books, he
Are we in
was
spoiler territory before you answer?
no.
No,
They
it's
said-
canon.
Okay.
The
They
sector
talked about it
numbers
this
are canon.
episode. Yeah, he was the Green Lantern in this sector. He crash landed on Earth, and he was dying. The ring went and found Hal. That's basically verbatim his origin story. in the books.
Mhm.
So we go to
Okay.
2016, and John is boxing at a gym. And he's grown up now. This is 20 years later. And he gets an alert to go outside. He goes outside, and Hal pulls up in his whip, playing music real loud, apologizes for being late. He's like, "You mad I'm late?" He's like, "No, sir, I'm not mad." He goes, "Are you sure?" "No, sir, I'm not mad at all." He's like, "How
He rage
come?"
baiting him.
He's like, "Because if I was late and I came up blasting music and we supposed to be doing some serious training, I might be a little bit perturbed." He's like, "No, I'm not
And
really
he's like,
upset at all, sir."
"Oh, I'm a nigga. He's like, this is culture. This is our culture."
That's
He was
that's
like,
exactly
late
what he
playing
said.
Casey and Sunshine. Yeah, Cool in the Gang. Yeah. You're on time. You're early. I was late. That's what I wish he had said.
He's
but-
also a military black, which is the way I grew up, and
Oh, yeah, he's probably
punctuality
irritated.
is a problem in
That's true,
that
that's true.
thing.
Yeah, that's
So
a
I
big
feel
problem.
like he was just straight up
And
being
I'm
passive
interested.
aggressive.
There's gonna be a lot of lore thrown in here, but I'm interested. It's interesting, I should say. So John Stewart has two backgrounds generally in DC Comics because it's changed with different reboots and stuff. One where he's a Marine, military guy, which is what we have here,
Military
and the-
sniper. Yep.
and the other one is he's an engineer,
An architect, right?
architect. Yeah, sorry, architect. Yeah, he's an architect.
Which makes him good at
Together.
the constructs.
And he's really good at the
so
constructs.
quickly.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Hal Jordan's constructs, you'll see this. Hal
They're
Jordan's
goofy.
constructs are just basic as fuck, right? He'll just make like a big ass fist and punch you, or he'll make like a baseball bat and swing it, or some stupid shit like that.
Or a tennis racket or some
John
shit.
would make like these designs, like these intricate machines with his constructs. And the best, my favorite lantern, John's probably tied with Kyle. Kyle Rayner was an artist. And so Kyle would like create these unbelievably like beautiful, like cool constructs because he was like a creative person, like an artist.
Mm.
And so each of the lanterns did something different with their constructs. So they went with but it's like half and half. Sometimes he's military, sometimes the architect. I'm not surprised they went with the military because I think it makes more sense in this context of the show with what we've seen. But it's interesting. So then Hal says, "How come every time you say sir, it sounds like you saying fuck you?" And he was like, "I don't know, sir." And I was like, "Oh, they got comedy too. I like the comedy. They got comedy too." And so he's like, "Where the fuck was you?" And Hal said, "I was off world."
Ooh, that accent just punched the screen.
What?
Did you hear? You said, "Where's you?" That's Baltimore, baby.
I don't have
I'm
no
sorry.
Baltimore accent. I don't got it.
Amsterdam. Okay, keep going.
Chat will tell you I don't sound like I'm from Baltimore. So then
We can play this clip.
Hal was like, "I was off world and I was bringing peace to this world." And John said, he's like, "Do you know anything about that?" And John was like, nah, because ever since we've been training, we've been stuck in this fucking car doing bullshit. I don't know shit about off world. And he said, "Oh yeah, I might be a little drunk because we were celebrating and shit, but we all good there." And he said, "But just to let you know, the ring ain't choose you, John. The Guardians chose you."
Hilarious.
Okay. And John was like, "That's right. The Guardians picked me." He was like, "Yeah, but you ain't ready yet." And he was like, "You know what? You want the ring?" And he puts the ring down on the dashboard. And John's like, "The fuck is this? Is this a test?" And he was like, "Let me tell you something. There's a taco stand 3 miles up the road from here." And John's like, "Why the fuck are you telling me that?" He was like, "I'm gonna meet you there." He opens the door and drops and rolls. And the car is just heading straight down and it's going over a cliff. And the car goes over the cliff and John has to grab the ring to save himself. Were you stressed, Chanel? Were you stressed?
Well, one thing I will say is I know the show's not ending on the scene 2, so I wasn't that stressed. But I was like, dang, imagine if like your finger slipped and you can't get the ring on in time. It's over for you. But I guess that is the test. Again, that is just So I wasn't stressed. I knew he was gonna make it out. Teflon.
I was
You're right.
offended by the fact that he destroyed a Cutlass Supreme.
That's right.
I am a child of the 70s and 80s, and we had cutties, and there was no you had to take care of the cutty. You had to take care of the cutty. There was like, we don't have to eat this week because we have to take care of the cutty. And the fact that he was so cavalier
RIP.
about it and just let it crash, I actually wrote it down. I said I'm personally offended that he destroyed a Cuddy.
He'll make another one. He'll dream up
Yeah.
another one.
I'm still mad.
So then John gets up and he calls his daddy. He's like, this motherfucker tried to kill me. And his daddy was like, hey man, chill out. What are you talking about? It's just training. And he was like, no, that shit wasn't training. He sent me over a fucking cliff. And he says, listen, man, you on tilt. We not allowed to be on tilt. They can be on tilt. They can have tantrums. We can't. And he was like, calm the fuck down. Stay the course. The job is yours. You just got to be chill about it. And I was like, look at that black fatherhood. That's what I'm talking about.
No, that was beautiful, but I did think it was slightly unrealistic that his daddy was letting him cuss at him.
I fucking wrote that down too. I don't understand how. I'm like, there is obviously not a black person in that writer's room, because someone would have been like, you know,
he would let him get one out. But anyway,
he only had one.
I understand you're frustrated. No, he said effing 2 times.
He said effing. I thought he said it once, because the second time he said yes, sir.
Once.
After he said the cuss word, he said yes, sir.
I think he said it once,
okay.
but
I
still,
think he said it once.
That stressed me out, because I thought at any moment his dad's gonna say some shit. That's another. Okay, I just started another theory in my mind. It just happened just now. He's got to be an alien, because how would he let his kid get away with saying fuck to him? But that scene also made me suspicious of the dad.
I think he would, only because he fell off a cliff.
I mean,
I think you get a falling off the cliff fuck. I think you're allowed to get a falling off the cliff fuck.
I'll give you that one, but don't
one.
do
I
that
think
shit
you're allowed
again.
to get one falling off the cliff fuck. If he just, because he knew, because after he said that, he went immediately to yes, sir. It was yes, sir, the rest of the conversation.
Fair. All right.
Okay.
I'll grant you that. All right. That's fine.
He knew he got his cuss word out. So then, Jaguars said in the chat, I'm glad they didn't gloss over the racial component in the episode when the father told him they're allowed to have tantrums, we're not. So breathe in, button down, and bottle up. Yeah. Well, you know, the guy who did this also did Watchmen. So there's going to be some.
That only makes sense.
Yeah.
There's going to be some race in here.
Hey, Jaguar, welcome to the chat.
So then he gets to the taco stand, and Hal's just being a celebrity, man. He just taking pictures.
Wait,
of
no.
everybody.
He meets the hologram first.
Oh, that's right. He meets the hologram. I jumped a little bit ahead. You're right. He meets so his ring starts beeping, and then a version of Hal pops out. He's like, what the fuck are you doing here? And Hal's like, did I die? Did I die?
Like, noticeably younger looking and everything.
And he's like,
Less grays.
what kind of shit are you? Because John thinks it's like a trick or like some type of training shit. So what kind of shit are you pulling on me? And he basically explains to him that like Green Lanterns upload their consciousness to the ring. They're supposed to do it every day, but you know, Hal don't
They're supposed to
the
back
rules.
their phone up all the time. When's the last time I back my phone up? Actually, I think it's happening in the cloud. But yeah, he's like, I'm basically a cloud upload. You must put the ring on. He was like, it got warm and tripped the wire. Here I am.
So he got uploaded 10 years ago was the last time. And he's like, all right, what the fuck? He was like, fly me to Hal. He's like, oh, I ain't teach you how to fly yet. Damn. What the fuck am I doing? Like, what the fuck am I doing? And he was like, all right. John was like, just tell me what you want to tell him and I'll tell him. And he was like, are we cool? And he was like, oh man, we are peaches and cream. We best friends. And he was like, all right, tell him there's hail in Rushville, Nebraska. And then he dips. He's like, the fuck is that? So
I have a theory.
Okay.
Because the hologram is he still seems very committed to the game. But 2016 Hal seems like something real bad happened, because one, he aged quite a bit in 10 years, and two, he don't give a shit about anything. So I think we're gonna see some fuckery where he is like kind of against the Green Lanterns, but he don't want to give up that ring, because he also keeps calling the ring my ring the whole time.
Yeah, I think my read on it too is there has to be something of like, he knows that this is not a simple training exercise. So there's like a sense of, you know, you got to take this ring from my coded hands.
So then he gets to the taco stand, and Hal's being a celebrity, taking pictures, holding babies, taking video, Instagram shots. One little kid was like, why you don't wear the suit no more? Oh no, she said, my mama want to know why you don't wear the suit no more. And her mom was like, I didn't say that shit. And Hal was like, oh, sometimes you grow out of it. I'm past that shit phase of my life. I'm past that. So then John walks up, and Hal gives him some claps. He's like, oh, you survived. I'm happy for you. And then, Hal was like, John was like, that's all you got? And Hal was like, what did you do? How'd you survive? Like, what'd you make with the ring? And he said, bubble wrap. And then Hal was like, oh, you're a fucking genius. Like, that is so smart. And John was like, you're right. And he's like, not that smart. And then John was like, by the way, when I was walking up here, your old self came in and told me a message. And Hal immediately got serious. And he was like, what'd he say? And he was like, there's hail in Rushville, Nebraska. And Hal was like, all right, time to wrap it up, buddy. You pay the bill. I'm up out of here.
Pay for this. You got this, right? Yeah.
And just flies off. Just flies the fuck off. And John's like, what the fuck?
I have a question about how this memory construct works, because is it sentient? He said it's the Hal Jordan consciousness plus the sentience of the ring. So how is the backup realizing that there are aliens in Nebraska right now? Is it like the sentience of the ring picked it up?
I don't think that's what that was. He became a Lantern in 1986, right? We saw the interview in 1996. This Lantern, this version of Hal is from 2006.
Mm-hmm.
This show is taking place in 2016, and then the fast forward was 2026.
Mm-hmm.
What we know for a fact is 1986 happened in Rushville, Nebraska. 2006, he knows something about Rushville, Nebraska. 2016 and 2026. I think that the hologram is just reminding him, hey, it's time that you need to go. You need to go check on some shit in Rushville, Nebraska. It's around that time.
Because I felt like it was a triggering event since we find ourselves in Nebraska with the event. But if it's just like every 10 years, don't forget to go to
that's how I
Nebraska.
Took it.
Okay.
I think that's why they did the 10 years thing.
No, you're probably not wrong, but I thought that the crash lit something up. So like maybe, I don't know, it's like a Apple Watch, and it was like, okay, his heart rate spiked, so I'm gonna check on him. But I guess that does make sense, because how would the hologram know? But I wonder if like he said he's a consciousness to be triggered to tell the next person what they need to know.
Yeah. It's also possible. So the ring back there, the ring does have some consciousness to it. So the other theory could be that the ring sensed that something was happening in Rushville, Nebraska, and it just manifested itself.
I was wondering.
It just manifested itself as the hologram.
He happened to have the ring on at the time. I think
because he wasn't with Hal. Yeah, because it wasn't.
And he was just explaining he was just explaining how he's in the ring, not like, oh, you triggered the ring just now. He's saying, I happen to. If it wasn't Hal, he was expecting to see himself, and when he didn't see him, he was like, oh, I must be dead. So that, okay. I think that makes sense. I think that checks out. So hologram, not an alien.
Correct. That's not an alien. That is a hologram.
Yeah, just a construct. Because he also pixelates in and pixelates out, just like the constructs do. Okay.
Yeah.
So John has to go to the airport.
Just gonna label everyone alien or not.
John can't fly. He don't have no ring, so he gotta go to the airport and do the whole.
It's hilarious. They show him at Hertz. They show him going through TSA. Like, my poor guy.
I don't want to be that guy, but he wore a belt through the fucking scanner, and that shit stood out to me and bothered the fuck out of me.
He got global entry.
Oh, see, he might have pre-check.
I have
because he is in the military,
and I have gone through with a belt before. That's right. Okay, my bad. I didn't realize he paid for pre-check. I think you're right.
Issue.
It'll help me get over it.
No, I think you're right. He's a military man. He's probably got pre-check.
Yeah.
He got global re-entry.
Thank you for that, because that honestly irritated the shit out of me, and I'm like, yeah, okay. I've been through pre-check
somebody
with
who like
a belt.
Who took like a year to make this show and is like, I know these hoes ain't noticing the belt. Like, That's how
See,
it be about the
I'm
show.
one of those people that pauses because I have some notes about things that are
Mhm.
in the background and stuff like that. And I'm one of those. And when he lifted his little arms up and that belt showed, for some reason I was like, what the fuck is he in that thing with the belt? But I wasn't thinking about
Mhm.
pre-check. I think you're
See, I
right.
wasn't
And
looking at
that
his
helps
belt.
me.
I was looking, but I
Abdomens.
wasn't looking at the belt.
Abdomens.
Yeah,
Abdomens. Abdomens.
So then we get to Rushville, Nebraska, and he pulls up in his rental car to the high school football field. And the cop comes out, and the cop was like, we don't see too many of y'all around here. What you doing here? And John was like,
And
I'm
he
here
was
to
a
Was that a
brown.
black thing? That was a black thing. Yeah, I was
Yes.
confused.
But coming from a fellow brown, which irritates the shit out of me. I know this stuff happens because it happened to me at the border in Canada. Coming back through on the American side, it was an Asian person who pulled me aside for a random check. I hate when that shit happens when it's one of ours, but that bothered me. But
And
if you're a Latino
Ooh.
in Nebraska, maybe you're just taught that shit. I don't know. It bothered me though.
Here's what I would say, though. Here's what I would say. I'm going to defend the white man. I'm going to defend the white passing man.
Like you always do.
I'm going to defend the white passing man here. If I lived in a town like Rushville, Nebraska, where there probably isn't any of them there, and we have
Fair.
a mass shooting at a football field, and all of a sudden, one of them pulls up, I'm probably going to have some questions of why you decided to pull up at the mass shooting at the football field in Rushville, Nebraska.
I partially
Brandon,
agree
that's
with you,
insane.
except for white people are the ones who do mass shootings for the most part. I think our percentage is really low on mass shootings. But also, I agree with you on the if there's only a few. And maybe because he's a Latino guy in a white area, it's kind of like being the one black friend in a group. And if another black friend shows up, they'll be like, wait, I'm the black friend in this group. If you grew up in a white
Bro,
high school.
the bar is in hell. Have some decorum. Like, you could be shocked that I'm here, but your job is to protect and serve. Say a little bit, hey, are you from out of town? Like, be a little bit more Midwestern about it. Like, this was I just don't know anybody who would say that. And like you said,
At a crime
couple things
scene,
where I was
I
like,
feel like
maybe this is
everyone
a
would say that at a crime scene.
Yeah, overt
would
racism
say
is
we don't get a
all
lot
over
of
the place.
y'all here.
He didn't say
vaguely here.
that. I said that. He didn't
What did
say
he
that.
say? That's what I don't remember. What did he say?
He basically said like, what are you doing? Like, what are you here for?
Yeah.
Like,
It
why
was
are you
more of
trying
a
to get
slow
through
your
here?
roll than a
I applied
but I
that to him.
Hi, sir. Can I help you? Here's what I'm trying to say. Racist police speak to you like you're a gentleman. Like
That's
they
right.
speak to before as they have their hand on their gun. They're like, "Hey, sir, how you doing tonight?" Like they don't do all that, yeah, boy, whatever, see stuff. So I don't know. It just didn't match. Something about it mismatched. You could tell me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I feel like the racist police speak the most proper to people because they know what they're doing.
So then he was like, I'm with Hal Jordan. And the guy's like, oh fuck. And then he was like, action share. So he goes away. And if you listen to it, I watched this 2 times. If you listen to it, the sheriff is on the radio and she's like, it's another one of these fucking assholes. Like, she's so pissed. She's so pissed because she doesn't want Hal to be there. So she's a mad. So they basically let him in. And he's like,
and he
what is
smiles at it too.
Yeah, no, she says, do not let him in. And then the guy comes back like, yeah, I can't do it. And he
No,
goes,
she said let him in.
She said keep him on the sidelines.
Keep him on the sidelines in the stands. But she was pissed that they're here, like both of them.
Yeah.
And so they let him in, and he goes inside, and he goes up to Hal, and Hal's like, it's aliens, dog. It's aliens. I'm just telling you, it's aliens. And John's like, how you know it's aliens? It's just like some people. He's like, what do you think happened?
He said it don't matter.
And John's like, let me tell you what and he does like a Ocean's 11 recap.
It's like a psych. It's like it's more psych where he's like, I can just read these little things and sure. It's that, or it's like Cross.
I don't know Cross.
You don't know your detective shows? It's Psych or Cross. Again, if you're in the comments and
detective
if you watch
shows
anything,
are top propaganda.
No. We've talked
Chanel's
about this.
not
Cop
woke
shows
like
are
a
cop
Sharmane.
propaganda.
Okay.
Detective shows like Psych are like a PI and his funny sidekick doing crimes. Solving crimes.
But ACAB, even Paw Patrol, cop propaganda for kids, detective shows, cop propaganda for people who love true crime. I love true crime. That being said, I don't get down for propaganda. I don't do
Janelle's not
Those
woke
of us
like
who like
us.
TV detectives,
not woke.
because I like TV. I'm sorry, I separate the art from the artist. I like TV detectives.
She's not woke.
And
I grew up
Psych
in
or
Long Beach
Cross.
during the 90s. I cannot get down with any
Psych
kind
or
of
Cross, okay.
propaganda. Propaganda.
Here's what I'll tell you about cop shows, though, Sharmane. I disagree with you. I don't think any of the cop shows are propaganda. You know why? Because every single cop show in the history of television makes cops look terrible. All of them. They're always corrupt cops.
But people love it.
In the cop shows,
People
there's
love
like
serial killers.
in the cop shows, there's like one quote unquote good cop or cop you're supposed to root for, or maybe the partnership. And then all the other cops in the jurisdiction are terrible. They're usually beefing with the cops that you're supposed to root for, or doing some shady shit in the background. IAD has to come there. They make IAD seem like the worst people in the world because they're trying to hold the cops accountable. And this is every cop show ever.
I do like Brooklyn Nine-Nine, but I also am mad at myself that I like it.
One show that is propaganda, The Closer, amazing show. I wouldn't deprive myself of a great show just because
the lady cop.
So,
Kara Sedgwick.
Kevin. Yes. Good ass.
I've never
show.
seen it,
Good
but I
ass
know what
show.
you're talking about. Okay.
So John says they kicked the game-winning field goal. The kickstand's still out on the field. That's how I know that. The fence is broken in, which means the fans came running onto the field to celebrate. And then it got a little bit out of hand. They had some beef, and then somebody opened up fire and took him out. I don't know why you talking about aliens, dog. This is like a common white person shooting up a crowd. That's what it looked like to me. And Hal said, you know how I know?
Makes sense to me.
I'm so confused about this so-called mass shooting because they said that only people from the out-of-towners were shot. No one's grieving them, but also none of the locals seem to be stressed out that they were just in the midst of a mass shooting. What the fuck kind of shooting was it? Like, are they just letting all the locals go because they don't like the out-of-towners who got shot?
Right.
I'm so confused by this cop scene or this crime scene.
So Hal says, that's nice and all, but it's aliens. And John said, why would you, like, I just told you everything that it was. Why you say it's aliens? Because it's in my gut. I can feel it. Like, I can just tell when it's some alien shit. And he was like, all right, dog, like, there's got to be more to this fucking shit. Like, what are you talking about? I don't see the connections to aliens at all. And he said, stop questioning me, Junior. And he was like, I've been doing this job since before you were alive. Don't be questioning me. And then he was like, and then John looked around. He was like, huh, that's weird. And then Hal was like, what, you talking about the guy who dropped his shirt and went over there just standing there when it's cold as fuck outside? And John was like, yeah, you peeped that? He was like, yeah, I've been peeped that, dog. He was like, why you ain't tell the sheriff? He's like, fuck no, I'm not telling the sheriff. Why would I tell her that dumb shit? And John was like, I think you should tell the sheriff. And then this is so good because this is absolutely John Stewart. Like, this is John Stewart to a T. He's Mr. like, I'm like, how in the comic books be off doing fuck shit?
He's a fed.
And John Stewart be like, this is not the right way to do this. The Guardian said we have to do it this way. He's so matter of fact. It's so funny. And
he even calls himself on it. He's like chain of command. Like everything has to go through the chain of command. He's a Johnny B.
So
Good.
his character.
Yeah, I would also say I don't know as much, but for my veteran fans, it does make sense that Hal would be Air Force and John would be Marines because Air Force
vibe wise, yeah.
Also, Hal was a fighter pilot in the Air Force, but he was one of the fighter pilots that used to do whatever the fuck he wanted to do.
Yeah, he's like, what can you tell me? You can't tell me shit.
Yeah.
What can you tell me, bro? You can't shoot this plane. I'm going too fast.
He ended up getting, I think he ended up getting kicked out of the Air Force or something like that. He went and worked for Ferris Air. That's where he met his love interest,
lady friend,
Carol Ferris.
Deep into it.
I wonder if we'll see Carol. That'd be interesting.
I was just gonna say that. I wonder because it does look like there's gonna be some of the other lanterns because in the preview there are red beams and yellow beams.
Oh, I didn't watch the
Sinestro.
previews.
Oh, sorry.
Sinestro, my boy. That's what I'm talking about. I didn't even know he was in this. That's my boy.
Shut up.
Huh?
Shut up. Are you talking about the chat? Something in
No,
the chat?
Sinestro. Sinestro.
No,
He's a
yeah,
Yellow Lantern.
he's a character in the Green Lantern universe.
He's a Yellow Lantern. He's
Is
his
this
arch
spoiler?
rival. No, she said it was in the previews. You watch previews all the time.
Oh,
Yeah, it's
I
not a
didn't know
spoiler.
what I
It's
was
the
looking
preview.
at.
So
Yeah.
then John was like, I'm gonna go tell the sheriff because that's the right thing to do. So he walks in the field and the sheriff's like, didn't I tell your ass to stay? Like, what the fuck are you doing? And he was like, the guy over there, he took his jacket off. He looked a little bit suspicious. And she was like, oh, you mean the guy right there that I've been clocking this whole fucking time? Yeah, I knew about that shit. And now you done blown the fucking cover. And then we see the guy start running. And then Hal was like, I tried to tell you, dumbass. And so John has to go chase after him, and they go on a chase throughout the whole high school. But John's smart. He takes an alternate route, cuts the guy off, punches him in the face so the sheriff can arrest him.
That was a good little punch in the face too.
Quick aside, shout out to George Pellepart back in the chat and BZB Bear. Thanks for being here.
We do have some comments, so let me pull those up before we move to the next segment. BZ Bear said, what if John Stewart was the shapeshifter and Hal Jordan was the cop from the U.S.? Okay. Or if the alien was frozen because the shooting with the Green Lantern. What shooting with the Green Lantern?
The shooting with the Green Lantern?
Say more, because I
Yeah,
don't know if
we need more info on that one.
you might be on a different part as well.
So then Hal was like, hey, dog, I'm glad you caught him. I'm going to need to interrogate him. And Sheriff was like, the fuck you are? Get the fuck out of here. Where's your jurisdiction? You're a space cop. You're not a Rushville, Nebraska cop, okay? Get out of here.
For a small town cop, she is on her game. I'll give her that. Usually it just seems like we get like bumbling small town cops, so she seems to be on her game.
If you are a woman who made it to be sheriff of a little tiny town in Nebraska, you got to be good at your job.
And she's hiding her Scottish accent pretty well, so there's that too.
So then, I watched this with my wife, and she asked me, was that the hot witch from Hot D? And I said, no, she's not.
No, she's from Train Spotting.
She's not.
Or
hot
at least
enough
she
to
was
be
like
Alice
19
Rivers.
when she did Train. Hot enough. Okay, first of all, I know you call her the hot witch, and I know you claim that it's because everybody calls her the hot witch, but that
Yes.
is not a hot person.
Yes, she's the hot witch. Yes.
Disagree.
Hey man, take it up with
I
Damon
think that-
Targaryen. Okay, take it up with Damon Targaryen.
I mean, he's not hot either.
I mean,
I know
Brandon,
I'm hard on the pale faces, but those aren't hot people.
Brandon doesn't understand the way that Zaddy works, so I don't
No,
expect. him
I
to
understand. You
how
don't
it
understand it. You call
Okay.
people zaddy who's like 27 years old. Oh, he's a zaddy.
Exactly.
He's 27.
Yeah, you don't get it. You don't
Zaddies
get it.
can be younger
They
because
can't
it's
be
a different kind. It's not a straight up daddy. It's
Yes,
like
it's
there's more
vibe, bro.
so vibe stuff. So zaddies
can't
can
use-
be slightly younger,
I'm just.
but I
Slightly
think they need to be
younger.
older than you.
Yes.
I think at least that.
Yes.
No,
Thank you. Thank
That
you.
being said,
older than me?
Pedro Pascal is not
She be
that
calling
much
her
older than
cubs
me,
zaddies.
and
I
he's
don't
not
call Pedro
attractive
Pascal
to me,
a
but he's
zaddy.
not zaddy.
He's not. He's not. He's an internet zaddy. Like you have to know the difference. Like Pedro Pascal is the internet's boyfriend. Cool, but a zaddy is like damn, I can't even think of the last zaddy. But we'll
Idris?
Ron Isley is
no
a zaddy.
neither.
No. What do you mean neither? You're not even give Idris? I know I'm
Idris
older,
is like,
but
Idris isn't zaddy. Like Idris is
No.
is fine. He's handsome, but
Ron
zaddy is
Isley.
like stop.
Ron Isley is a hilarious decision
Stop
that
it.
you made to say out loud.
Ron
And you
Isley.
keep saying it, and I'm trying to save you. Also, other things, daddies don't have younger girlfriends. It's like a thing. Like that's another requirement. Like zaddies, you know, they're zaddies, but they date zombies.
Age appropriate.
Yeah.
Which means they have to be age appropriate. Thank you. On to the bar. We go to the bar, and Hal makes some money out of his willpower ring. He puts the money in the jukebox, and he picks all these different songs. He goes to sit down.
Hal, by the way, Hal is like a sister or a brother who has a kid. They're like, I could do what I want to do with the ring. You can't though. Put my ring down. That's how they act about their kids. They're like, I could fuck my kid up if I want to, but you turn that TV off when you're babysitting.
And John
Is that money
says-
thing a throwback to the comics? Doesn't he dream about making money all the time, but he doesn't do it?
I've never seen him do money. before.
I don't think he's
And,
done it, but I think he dreams about like, oh, if I just make a bunch of money, I can do XYZ.
and John
I'll look
said,
it up.
John was like, I want to know the real story. Tell me, because that bullshit shit you said on TV and stuff, that ain't how you got the ring. Tell me the real story. Because he was like, what you mean? He was like, because everybody shouldn't just get a fucking ring. You should have to work for the ring. And Hal was like, all right, let me tell you the story. I was in my bed in a green bubble. I didn't even take notes on this because I've seen it so many times in the comic books. I know it. I was in my bed and a green bubble came to my room and it picked me up out of my bed. And it said, are you afraid? And I said, no, I ain't a fucking afraid. And then the bubble whisked me out of the window. We were going fast as fuck and we landed in this area and there was a crashed ship. And I walked over to the fucking ship and there's a pink alien. Look real alien, like you see in cartoons and shit. Like alien as fuck. And he comes over there and he's clicking and snapping. I don't know what the fuck he's saying. I don't speak that language. And the ring comes off his finger and it goes on my finger. And all of a sudden I can understand him. It's like it's a universal translator or some shit. He starts telling me everything about like he landed here. He's the Green Lantern of Sector 2814. And he was here investigating some shit. And he basically said the Earth was like the backwater shit, and they don't really even have a Green Lantern for this part of the Earth. But you know,
That's what I was saying.
he was, yeah. But I don't remember that being a thing in the books, but that was a thing in here. And then he was like,
Oh, okay.
and then before
also we have to solve for Hal could just be lying to him. Like there's not a level of truth and like openness here.
well,
So
yeah,
it could
in
be
the
making
story he
motives
could be
for.
lying. I don't think he's lying because this is exactly how his origin was in the comic books. So unless they're just
Yeah.
going to
No,
do
I mean
something
just
completely
the,
different.
the
But-
small details he's
Yeah,
giving. Like
in
there's
the
only
story.
one, there's whatever.
Well, no, there is only one. That part is true too. But but they could change it. So you could be right. Right. They could do whatever they want. It's a TV show. And so then he tells them the Green Lantern oath, which is in brightest day and blackest night, no evil shall escape my sight. Let those who worship evil's might beware my power, Green Lantern's light. Boom. That's the thing. So that's the story. And that made me, this whole scene made me so fucking happy. Like, oh, I was so happy when I saw this. I was like, they're not running away from the material. Like, they're going to tell their own story. They're going to do this grounded story, but they are not scared of the material. And I'm okay with it being serious because the last time we saw Green Lanterns, it was so over the top and ridiculous and bad that they were like, we
Your
can't
favorite
do that.
movie though?
We can't do that shit anymore. Okay, we can't. We
Okay,
just
so
can't
is
do
that
it.
what you're speaking on specifically when you say scared of source material, the Green Lantern movie?
No, the Green Lantern movie, it wouldn't run away from the source material. It was just awful. And it was
Okay,
over the
But
top
it
and
is a
silly.
common thing. It is a common thing
Yeah.
that happens in comic book adaptations where like all of a sudden someone has a completely different origin story or they're like not the core personality. That's the one that always fucks me up. Like
Yes, that's
you
what
can
always
kind of
fucks me
change
up.
their story, but if you change their core personality, the best example of this is Boba Fett in that fucking stupid book of Boba. Boba will never care about people. He cares about money. At his core, it's don't get in the way of my money. It's literally the thing he always says. Nothing could get in the way of my money. And then they make him fucking care about people and shit like that. That is a no-no. And will be forever mad at Disney for doing that shit. But
And if
I
you
think
want to tell a story of somebody cares about people, use a different character. If you're going to use a character that has
that's all you had to do.
decades of backstory, you can tell a different story. I don't care. Tell a story that never existed. Make them black. I don't care about that for the most part. Change his race.
Right.
Unless the race matters to the character. I don't care about that. But if you have a
100%.
character, use the character. And so before the MCU, almost every superhero project was like, we can't do comic books. They're too silly. Nobody will take them serious. And then the MCU was like, yeah, comic books are silly and people like them. That's why they've been popular for 100 years. Maybe let's lean into that. And then the biggest thing, and then became like the biggest thing in the world is these movies because they actually were like, we're going to tell the stories that made these things popular for 100 years.
Yeah, because like X-Men literally insulted the source material by saying the whole black suit thing with the what do you expect, yellow tights or some shit like that.
I tried to tell them
It's
that
like,
on the episode, and they made fun of me like I was crazy. And I was like, they were insulting the intelligence of their viewers with that line.
Right. I'm with you on that, Brandon. I'm 100%
That's
with you on
right.
that
That's why I love you. Yes. That's what I'm talking about.
one. That's why I get invited back.
And they tried to make me
Sorry,
seem like
Tina.
I was out of touch. Oh, you're taking it too serious. I was like, they're making fun of you. You like the movies making fun of you?
That they're not making fun of me because I didn't read the comics. I was just saying, like, everyone's not offended by that because that is like, okay, like, yeah, I don't.
I'll grant you.
I know they
I'll
were
grant you
making fun
that.
of you. They were making fun of you, but I don't think everyone picked up on that. It was just kind of like a I thought they were just saying we have cool suits these days, guys. We fuck the old shit. I thought that's what they were saying.
Except it was the opposite.
They could have used that same leather style, but just made it the colors of the character. Like even that would have been better than the whole S&M thing.
Sorry, I just okay. Well, there's nothing wrong with S&M. No, I'm just kidding.
No, I don't kink shame. I'm saying those outfits, those S&M outfits was not correct. That's what I'm saying.
Well, my defense on the Patreon was that, hey, like, I think it was more to outline that he didn't want to be a team player yet, and so like to build up his character arc where it's like you have to wear this outfit we all wear. Like it has to be one all for one for all. I thought that's how.
Oh, Wolverine.
Yeah,
like trying to get him to just see if he'll conform.
Yeah, or just to make it more in the trilogy, to make it more compelling when he does give a fuck, you know, because like the whole movie he's a dickhead for no reason and just like I don't like y'all. He's like, you better wear our stuff. You think you're gonna wear the other team colors or whatever? No, you're repping Theta. So that's
go check that out on the Patreon, patreon.com/asweewaswatching.
It's infuriating.
So I haven't listened to it yet, but it's funny that we both went off on that. So
he said,
Brandon needed you.
He said, I'm finna get arrested on purpose. And John was like, this is a stupid fucking idea.
He said, guess who's going to jail tonight? You remember that Kanye song?
No, I don't remember that one.
I don't listen to Kanye.
Okay.
I haven't listened to Kanye since.
You Kanye to have heard that viral song.
I haven't listened to Kanye since 808s and Heartbreaks.
Okay, well that's.
So I don't know anything after that.
I've always disliked him as a person, and so that's why I've never listened to. I don't listen to his music unless it like happens in a grocery store or some shit.
I keep trying to tell.
If I know some shitty,
she not woke like us. She's not on.
If I know something shitty about someone, I cannot participate in their art. I just can't. Which is why I don't watch a lot of shit nowadays, because I worked in the industry. I had to do some things and sign some NDAs that made me privy to some shit that people do, and so now I can't watch them and shit because I've seen them do shit. So
well, I would just
I get stressed out. Problematic people.
Still know,
love it.
I could still tell you a Taylor Swift song off rip.
Ew.
Because I've been exposed to it against my will.
I couldn't tell you if I've heard her. I assume I have, but I saw her in person at a comedy show and she was shitty to the comedian, and from that day on I was like, never. I have no idea. I have no idea what of her songs I have heard.
You don't need that reason to hate Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift has so many reasons to be hated. I'm an anti-Swiftie. I'm saying as an anti-Swiftie against my will, there's some lyrics I'm like, oh shit, that's her song, because other people sang it around me. So I'm just saying, like, this is a song that maybe went viral because of that clip. Because there's just a clip of Kanye saying, "Guess who's going to jail tonight?" And that's not the right melody, but. No, that was just a perfect sound of him. And sometimes I play it when I'm like, you know, feeling reckless. So
he says, I got to talk to him some way, talk to that suspect some way. She ain't gonna let me, so I'm gonna get myself arrested. So he gets up because the guys are already talking shit because he was playing the same song on the loop. So he gets up and I
have a question about that song.
Yeah.
I mean, the song is fine. The song is literally called "Come Softly to Me," so it's literally beckoning a fight in my case. But is there something significant about the number 133? You know, comics do that shit.
No, I mean, they could be referencing the comic book, but I don't know the comic books by numbers.
Okay.
So then he goes over there and he's like, "Hey guys, what y'all don't like about this song?" And they start fighting. And in the background, you see, and then you go back to the foreground, and John is flirting with this woman at the bar. She was like, "Hey, dog, like, what's going on with you, dog? Like, you know, you look cute over there."
And this is where you lost me.
Why?
Is it the age difference?
She's not that okay. Oh man, this is gonna sound bad.
Yeah, she's hating. She's hating.
Yeah, I'm hating. I'm hating.
Yeah, I hear you.
No, she's just hating, Sharmane. That's all it is.
I know.
Okay.
I hear her because I was shocked too when it happened. But
I
my
have
thing is like
eyes.
some dudes will just say yes regardless.
That's not wrong. And she looked better. Honest to God, she looked better in later scenes, like with the sunlight or something. I think that part
Right.
didn't do her justice. Like I literally didn't realize she was brown at first. Like I didn't know what was happening. But I would say this. That's fine. He don't have to. I'm sure that's his type. It's just hard because it's like that's Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. And
Right.
he's only been known to date Tiana Taylor. So I'm
Right.
like, you suspending disbelief. Again, I can do green rings. I can do pink aliens. I can
told you
do
she
the
hating.
dad shooting the apple off the head. And then also, I think what threw me off a little bit was he wasn't suspicious enough. Like, I think you're in
He
this
sure the fuck
town where there's
wasn't.
aliens. Yeah, like your aliens walking amongst you. She knows a lot. And she's saying it's only because she's chill. I'm like, you're a mark.
I mean, to
And
be
he
fair-
notices her paying attention too. Like when Hal's telling a story,
Yes.
at one point he clocks her paying attention and he kind of shifts his body
Yes.
like this. So it is weird that it was that jump. That being said, some dudes will say yes just to say yes. But he
That's
didn't look
true,
like he was
that's true, that's
enjoying
true.
it, is my thing.
No,
You know, he looked like
no,
he enjoyed
was
it to
having a
me.
good old time in the back of that pickup. Yeah,
At the very end, but
letting us
during
off.
when she was bouncing on him, he was just sitting
Oh,
there like this.
Let's rewatch it. Actually, let's play it. No, I would say this though. I think the one, yes, I want to add a small point, which is that when everyone else is fighting, she's laser pointed on him, and I'm like, that's where I'm
Suspicious.
like, and then later we're like, okay, like this is part of this is who knows, right? Like who knows?
She basically
agree
calls him a
with you.
backup quarterback. He says, "No, I'm just patient." She says, "No, you're not." He smiles,
Which is true.
and then she says, "Walk me to my car." They have sex. See, then
Is it that easy?
I mean, when you look like him, it probably is.
Yeah.
Walk me to my car.
And I'm not even a fan. I'm really hard on Sean Bay will tell you, I'm really hard on the light skins. That being said, I get it. With him, I get it.
Yeah, that's a prime specimen. But walk me to my car is like I feel like I want to try that because I feel
It's
like
cold.
I hit the door and I
It's,
feel like I
yeah.
hit the door and dudes be like, all right, let me know when you make it home. And I'm
Walk
like,
me to my car. I mean, if you just say, "Hey, how's it going?" Walk me to my car. That ain't gonna work. If you have a little rapport,
Yeah.
if you had a little, back and forth, a little eye contact and stuff for like 10, 15 minutes,
She was
and then
definitely flirting the whole
and
time.
then you hit him with the
Sure,
"walk me
sure,
to my
sure, sure.
car," then he knows
No, I'm
what
just
he means.
complaining and saying men these days don't walk you to your car no more. They're like, all right, let me know you made it home, and then they just go down the block and they go home. That's
Well,
happened to me so many times.
We believe in gender equality. So then,
Bitch. See, yep, see.
I mean, walking to the car is just built into patriarchy. That's the
You're
patriarchy
correct,
trope.
You're right. Exactly.
We're trying to
exactly.
dismantle the
We're on the same page.
patriarchy. You got to
We're
walk
on the same
yourself to the car.
We're on the same page. So another reason why I was like, oh shit, I'm doing it
That's
wrong.
why I got this.
That's right.
It's cute, but it's a
Nice taser. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I'm hating on her.
I don't know why it's
because
on my desk though.
She got moves I don't have. She got a husband and a boyfriend. Please, I'm behind.
So then she takes out a
As
cigarette.
a person who has lived in polyamorous relationships and shit like that, I'm terrible at picking people up. I'm also terrible at people knowing when people are trying to pick me up. But I can balance. I can balance the relationships. It's just it's getting to the relationship part. I will never pick up on it.
So then she takes out a cigarette, as I guess people of her age would do after a good experience. And he was like, she's like, "What you gonna reprimand me for smoking a cigarette?" And he was like, "Nah, I'm gonna give you a light," and lights it with his ring. And I was like, "That's what I'm talking about."
That was hot. That was hot. I will grant you that. That was.
They probably had a
That was
round
for
2
me.
after that. So then they cut to the next day.
I'm sick because I would have wanted him to be like to do that and then actually use it and like put up to her neck and be like, "Who sent you, bitch? Like you're trying to set me up." Like that would have.
I'm still gonna get the pussy first, but then I'm gonna interrogate your
That
ass.
would have really did it for me.
So then the next day at the police station, John shows up to bail out Hal, and the sheriff was like, "He thinks I'm fucking stupid. I put his ass in the broom closet. I know he got himself arrested on purpose. You think I'm fucking stupid? No." And he was like, "Can you just let him out?" And he was like, "Not until he gets arraigned."
Right. Because I know when they were cuffing him up, he was turning and winked. He was like, got it. I was like,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
buddy, you're going
so
straight to the
stupid.
closet.
And so they go to the judge, and the judge was like, what do you plead? He was like, come on, dog. What are y'all talking about? I'm fucking
I
Hal
fucking
Jordan.
love this moment.
And she was
I
like,
feel like this is the moment that tells you which Hal this is. Like,
yes.
you know, that he's been through it at this point, and he's just like, I shouldn't have to tell you.
She's
I'm
like, what
motherfucking Green
jurisdiction are
Lantern.
you with? Are you FBI? Are you CIA? Are you Rushville PD? He's like, I'm a fucking Green Lantern. What are you talking about? She's like, okay, what's your badge say? Like, what are you in charge of? And then Billy Macon comes in, and he's like, I'm here to represent him. He just don't know no better. And then we see John in the background talking to the sheriff, and he's like, who the fuck is that? She goes, my fucking husband. Jesus. And he comes up, and he's
Sorry,
like,
real quick, another writer's room miss. He should have said he was with Top Flight Security. Like, there's just a couple moments here where they really could put some black humor in there. We would have known it was one of our shows, but they've just missed the moments now. So I know it's not for us.
why would that be in this? Top Flight Security? What does that apply?
Because it'd just be the most sarcastic. So Hal was black. He would have said that sarcastically. And then Ice Cube would be a part of DC.
Oh, you saying Hal should have said that to the judge?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that would have been good.
Top Flight Security. What does it matter? That would a throwaway line like that would have been like, oh, favorite show I've ever seen before.
That would have been good. Actually, that's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you. Thank you.
You get that. So then,
there's just a couple songs that say Chanel. It's okay. It's fine.
That's the best one. That's when Lil Wayne was the king of the world. When he was the best rapper alive.
You for weeks to find a different one, though.
How do you not want the best rapper alive saying your name? I think that's a.
But that's not no. Okay, Future did it. Ray Shermer did it. Those a couple. I like them too.
They suck. They're not
Pharrell
Lil Wayne.
has a song where he says Chanel. Let's bring it up to today's standards.
I'm talking about at that time, he was the man.
Yeah, that's not how it. Oh, but we just had a conversation about how we judge Kanye for today. So let's update.
Last I checked, Lil Wayne doesn't call himself a white supremacist and is Hail Hitler. I haven't heard Lil Wayne say that yet.
True.
So then,
I mean, you can't understand anything that comes out of Lil Wayne's mouth, though, most of the time. So he might be saying it.
I actually speak that language. I speak whenever I'm talking to people who are multilingual. I'm like, okay, but do you speak Southern? Do you speak drawl? I'm like, because I could translate Cajun.
No, you can't.
Yeah.
So then, Macon is like, can you just give him bail? And she was like, 100,000. He was like, the fuck, 200,000. Say it again. Say it again. I should have played the clip. I had the clip. I do got the clip.
It's not too late. Wait, do you have the pinky drop? I thought that was what you would do.
No! Oh, shit! Say it again. Say something else. Oh! Say something else.
Perfect.
Say something else.
Perfect.
That's what she
the
said.
The Samuel
now.
Jackson line would have worked there too. Say it again. Say it one more goddamn time.
That would have worked. I need to get that one. I need to get Sam Jackson on my soundboard. So then he got 200,000. He's like, my daddy will bring that to you before dinner. And then when he was leaving, he was like, you just gave me $200,000, no strings attached. He was like, oh, there's strings attached. My daddy want to have dinner with you. He's like, all right then. So they meet at the ranch, and John and Hal pull up, and they get there, and it's some people outside with guns.
And also the name on top of the farm thing. So this is like an Old West thing where they would put some kind of thing on top, so you know what kind of vibe the place was. There says, oh shit, where's my note? It's something about history. Know your history. Study your history. Study the past. It said study the past on top of the farm gate.
So they open it up and
important.
they let them in. And then we see a bunch of people training, doing shit, doing rolls and shit, shooting their bags. And they get up to the house, to the big house. And they come out, and the sheriff is there with the husband and the little boy, her little son. And they greet them. He's like, how you doing? We good. He had a football in his hand. Hal asked him what position he plays. He was like, I play whatever the coach asked me to do, sir. Very respectful little boy. And so he was like, all right then. And Billy got a phone call. He was like, my daddy in the room. He want to talk to y'all. I got to take this call. I'll be out. So then the sheriff was like, "Hey man, you may not want to owe this motherfucker some shit." And Hal was like, "Sounds like a woman in debt to me." And then she said he gave her a beer. She was like, "Oh, thank God, I need something like this whole
Yeah,
shit."
honestly, I'm scared for her. I'm like, girl, what's up? Are you blink twice? She
So
got
they go
something
in-
going on too. Because you telling me your father-in-law, who clearly got all this shit on lock, you're the sheriff. You're warning me about him, but you're the sheriff. That's
And she doesn't seem to have much chemistry with her own husband either.
yeah.
So there's something
I'm
going
like,
on there.
I'm like, oh, you're a victim. Okay.
He goes in and Big Macon is in there. He was like, "Hey dog, I got some ribs." By the way, I watched this twice.
Mhm.
It made me make ribs today. I made ribs today before. the show.
Oh, that sounds nice. I want some ribs. By the way, he's
Alien?
no. Oh, that's a good job. Sorry, no. He's that's a zaddy.
I'm not playing it. for
That
him.
guy,
I'm not playing
Salt
it. for
Papa
him.
Macon,
Salt and pepper beard, problematic.
a beard does
That's
not qualify everybody.
Okay, so now
not
I've been
everybody, but
I've been on Charmaine's side this whole episode. Okay, but I'm gonna take you. I gotta
Mhm.
inform you something about Charmaine. She's very racist towards white men. Okay,
I'm,
it
and
is
women.
like
I'm not attracted to white people.
it's been like two, and since I've known her, 2 or 3 white men that I've ever heard her call attractive. Since I've
There's
met
a
her,
couple
very
that are
small
attractive,
percentage.
but it's more vibes than attractiveness, though. It's a small number. No,
it's a very
I-
small number for her
Mhm.
on that. So just wanted to
I
give
like-
you that.
That
I
being
hear
said,
you. Listen,
I did
Yeah.
marry a half a white, half a Palestinian dude. He was a pale brown. It's not that I'm not so against it that I won't be open to it if I fall in love with someone or whatever. It's just that I'm not attracted to it. They look dead. I don't understand it. The flesh is weird and they're blue, and I'm confused by that. I don't like it.
You know, she wears white face. That's all you need to know.
I do not. I don't say that shit on your show without people having the context. I dressed as Joker
What
For
color is the Joker's face?
Halloween. It's clown makeup. It's not white people face. It's
Okay.
clown face.
all right, I'm gonna.
That's
referee
different.
This.
That's different.
I'm just inclusive and thoughtful, and I
Mhm.
think he qualifies as a zaddy. He
I
might
played
not
the
be
clip.
our
I played
zaddy,
it
but
for
he's-
you.
Thank you. No, I'm just telling Sharmane, like he might not be. Zaddy is also not even. Okay, it is mostly my definition, but I'm just gonna say I'm like I know him from somewhere. That's a known actor. He's looking good. He's looking scary.
He's a good actor because he's played like a goofy dum dum in what was that thing with
Exactly.
the baby?
Isn't he
Like,
the
he-
one?
and he-
Yeah.
Yeah, from
He's
Hope
a
something
girl.
or whatever.
I'll give him
He
one.
actually I've seen him in some serious roles too. He's a really good actor, and
Mhm.
for what he looks like, the beard helps. I'll give you that. It's just that not everybody
Yeah,
with a salt and pepper beard gets
Hey guys,
the tag.
if you're listening to this and he's your type of zaddy, validate me. If not, if
It's
y'all
fine.
vote no on zaddy, then okay, I got
Everybody's got a
straight.
different
That's fine.
zaddy. That's fine.
That's fine.
So Big Macon was
Everybody
like,
his show.
Big
And
Macon
if
was.
you are white and you have blue skin, I apologize. We want you here. We want you here. We just
It's not. Don't live around white people. It's. I don't want.
personally
to
she's
have,
not. She just has a
sex
preference.
with- It's a
against-
preference. I have had sex with white people. That being said, it's just a preference thing. And one of them
Hey,
was kind of blue, and it was
Hey,
weird.
everybody, raise your hand if you've had sex with a white person.
Yeah, it was just. It
I mean, never
happened.
mind, I was just
I was
kidding. I don't
young.
want to play.
It was
Big
young.
Macon-
I'm sorry.
I just wanted to know
Is-
what Brandon would do. I just really wanted to
Listen, I'm not like y'all. I keep telling y'all, I'm a woke pro-black person. Okay, I'm not like y'all too.
Except that you keep telling us about hot white women all the
Right, where
time.
did you- oh.
I just described her as Damon Targaryen did in the show.
Yeah, but you.
Lord,
how many
that's
times have you
ridiculous.
talked to me about Allison?
Allison's a different story.
And Allison has a
Yeah,
pretty
yeah,
life
see?
forehead. That
See?
child she is a Skarsgård from another mother. She got a big ass head.
Allison's a different story. Big Macon and Hannah Waddingham is, the best.
I'll give you Hannah.
Yeah, and that's
Hannah
she's a
could wear.
zombie.
She could wear some clothes.
Okay.
So
I'll
Big
give you that.
Macon is caretaking the place, but he's like, I kind of believe you on this alien shit, but I can't tell you why. He's like, why? Because I got an NDA. And he was like, did you hire me to fight the government? She's like, no, my boss runs this shit, but I can't tell you about that shit either. And he said, but we building this militia because when the aliens come here, somebody got to do something about it. And Hal was like, but most of the galaxy's peaceful. Like they're not really, most of them not trying to fuck with us. And he was like, yeah, I believe that. But what about the ones that do want to fuck with us? And he said, this is a good white man. He said, colonization is bad.
One of the good guys.
He said, colonization is the worst thing that can happen. And you know what's worse than colonization? When you the one getting colonized. Look at that man. Look at him. And he said,
he even talked about white people on boats.
He said, we're going to stop the aliens.
Guys.
That's what he said.
I think that this is the thing. No, here's the thing. Like, it's very easy to do that. It's like, oh man, racism is so bad. All right, well, anyway, so I guess no punishment for racism, right? Like we all agree it's bad, right? And it's like just because you acknowledge colonialism or imperialism, whatever the fuck, colonization is bad, doesn't mean you wouldn't have done it. It just means that you recognize it could happen to you now. So that's not a pass. That's just a white man who reads.
I agree with you.
Haters.
I was sarcastic when I said one of the good ones.
Haters.
Yeah, Brandon wasn't.
Y'all don't want to let nobody. Y'all don't want to let nobody grow. People can't grow. No one can grow.
The reason why he's like this is because when Brandon was young, he played football, and there was this family that really wanted to make sure he got a scholarship. And
that's right. That's how I made it out. So Hal says,
I'm sorry.
You don't get a Hey Chanel on that one. You don't get a Hey Chanel on that one.
I'm sorry. I know that was terrible.
And he said, I can't even talk to the motherfucker because your daughter-in-law blocking me. He was like, I'll take care of that. Don't worry about that. And Hal was like, and what do I owe you for that? He was like, to eat some dinner with me? And he was like, hey, Hal tells me that you don't eat no meat. I know, Hal told him. He was like, this one over here don't eat ribs. You got to make it something else. He was like, oh, I got tofu. I can whip that shit up for you. And so
he told baby Macon. So baby Macon told daddy.
Yes. So they were outside and John goes to talk to the little boy and help them with the passing, which is actually good advice. You're not supposed to aim. You're supposed to see it, not aim it. And he throws it through the tire and he gets excited. And so John he's been dying to tell somebody that his daddy used to shoot apples off his head.
Do you understand how funny it is that his daddy said, I'm not going to aim. I'm just going to shoot it.
Yeah, that's how you shoot.
Terrifying.
That's
your child.
That's how you shoot. You don't aim it. You shoot. You shoot it.
Visualize.
It just reminds me of what show were we watching where it's a show where like they warned about this girl that she would be a problem, and so the mom was thinking about killing her, but then she didn't. She waited too long. Wait, was that Pluribus?
It might have been.
No,
Pluribus.
it was no. It was sorry. It was Paradise. It was Paradise. Remember the mom? They were like, kill your daughter. She's gonna be bad. And the mom was like, okay. And she kept trying.
That was Paradise. Yeah.
But it's like she would have gone to jail and forever, and nobody would have believed her because she was basically like fulfilling the prophecy. So I forgot where I started, but this is relevant.
That is correct. That's a good one. Look, I like that one. Okay.
I was struggling.
So then John's been dying to tell somebody that his daddy shoot apples off his head. He just couldn't wait. And he's like, let me tell you what my daddy used to do when I was a little boy. And the little boy was like, hi, Grandma, and runs right past him to Grandma. And we look up, and Grandma is Zoe Macon, the woman who Hal hooked up with in the bar. And she goes, nice to meet you. My name is, John. She goes, my name is Zoe, by the way. I know you got these cheeks without even knowing my name, but my name is Zoe, by the way. Nice to meet you. Nice to get your acquaintance again. And John's like, what the fuck? And so they cut to afterwards, and they all had a good dinner and shit. And he said, tomorrow morning you get to talk to the suspect. And he said, listen, what is this? He's like, we got common interests. And Hal was like, I don't know what your interest is. He was like, two of my guys almost got killed there. and I want to protect this world from the aliens. So we're in the same boat. And he was like, thanks for enjoying my ribs. You had a good time. And he said, and you, John, I hope you had a good time eating off another man's grill. That's what he said. And John was like, what the fuck? And they get in the car. Hal was like, what's that about?
He ate that. Yeah.
Hal was like, what was that about? And he was like, I may have fucked his wife. And Hal said, May? He's like,
hypothetically,
I fucked his wife. And he was like, that's what I'm talking about,
Honestly,
dog.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I'm talking about.
Honestly, that is crazy.
That's what he said. And it's been 24 hours.
To rule the universe. That's why Captain Marvel is so powerful, because not one of y'all is like, hey, that was a honeypot. That was a sting operation to make sure one way or the other we ended up here today.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sometimes it's worth it. So then the next morning we get to interrogation, and the suspect name is Waylon Sanders. He was a truck driver for 5 years. And they said when he got hurt, they took him to the hospital. They did x-rays and blood tests and everything. He human. And Hal was like, that don't mean shit. And she was like, what are you talking about? He goes, hey, Junior, how many species can pass as humans? He said 14. X-rays, all that shit, you wouldn't be able to tell. So she said, so you can't prove it. So you just making some shit up. He goes, let me go talk to her. I'm going to show you. He gets in there. He starts asking them football questions because, of course, he a football fan in Nebraska. He should know Nebraska football shit because that's what they live and breathe up there. So he's like, when they win their championship, who was their first Heisman winner? He answered all those questions, but very like matter of fact. And then he says, where did Harry Potter go to school? He's like, I don't know what the fuck that is. And he says,
it's
why
like
are
me
you
not
asking
knowing
me that
Kanye
shit?
songs.
Yeah, that's almost. I mean, but we could have. There's something we would get to where we eventually would get. There'd be something we get. Like I would get to fucking Pokemon or something, and you would know. You know, like it has to be something that everyone knew. This was so. I love this. This was so smart, and I don't need shows to be super woke right now. I think we have a lot of that, but I do. So I appreciate when it's like very much is well written into the thread of it. Because like. Again, there's not black right. The writing on the show is lacking in some of the blackness, but this was a very nuanced take.
Well, I thought the conversation between his daddy and him was very black to me.
Well, we already talked about like how it's not maximum black, and that's okay. And that's okay. But yeah, no. So he so in this instance, he's asking him basically like questions that it goes from like Nebraska to like world to like US, and that's also why this is very interesting and timely because yeah, it's the clip is it's worth having the clip because he basically is like, so okay, you get all the football knowledge, you know who won the Heisman, whatever, but you know who Harry Potter is. He's like, Harry Truman? He's like, no, Harry Potter. He's like, what, Hermione and them? He's like, doesn't ring a bell. Okay, so then he moves on and asks him, how does he get into he asks him.
Well, no, he says, why are you, like, who are you? And he says, I'm Hal Jordan, a green fucking lantern. And then he says, I'm here because I think you're a fucking alien. And he was like, aliens like to answer all these fucking questions. And that they learn this knowledge so they can answer questions, but they really don't actually go the extra mile. And he goes like, you don't know Harry Potter, you know this Nebraska shit, and you haven't said, like, what do you think about Barack Obama? And he goes, Barack Obama is the 44th president of the United States. And he goes, what?
And
he goes, what? And he goes, that's all you got to say? And the sheriff.
The extent of your opinion. Yeah, he's
and
like,
the sheriff is looking at him like, oh, I thought he was going to go full racist.
Oh, shit.
And then he goes, he's like he has a, like a AI, like an Alexa in his head, and it goes,
yeah.
There's some controversy around his birth certificate.
Which doesn't sound like a rednecky type of thing, since that's the vibe he was supposed to have.
You would have
like there's controversy around the birth certificate.
For anyone listening to this in 100 years, a couple things. One is amazing, very good way to bring this up without like being too topical. Because Obama is like a cemented topic. You feel how you're gonna feel. There's 3 ways to feel about him, basically.
Well, this was 2016.
Yeah.
Right. And but I'm saying there's 3 ways to feel about him, and none of those ways is what he said.
Right.
My favorite line was when he said, "That's the extent of your opinion about Barack Hussein Obama," because as he knows, either you loved him at that 2016, Obama was walking on water. You loved him. Wait, no, that's a last election. Okay, yeah. Either you loved him, you were still thought he was born in Kenya and shouldn't be a president, or you were starting to have like a more nuanced take on like foreign policy. But nobody is like, nobody remembers he's 43 or whatever, 44. Wait, 44? Yeah. Nobody remembers he's 44. That's not the only thing. Or like, yeah, it was so good. This is my favorite part of the episode.
And Hal says, "God damn it, you are an alien." And the sheriff was like, "Holy shit." And he said,
she's like, "This is conclusive. This is irrefutable evidence. This is crazy."
He said, "If I was an alien stuck on this stank ass planet who with an atmosphere that's destroying itself, who doesn't feed his least fortunate."
Yeah, y'all care about football. Y'all don't care about global hunger. Y'all don't care about climate change. Y'all don't care about babies dying. Yeah, dirty water. Y'all don't care about data centers, but y'all want to give a fuck about this. Wow.
By the way, speaking of data centers, Sharmane knows how I was anti-AI before everybody else.
He was.
I was the first anti-AI person.
Hella early.
I gotta admit, I watched a YouTube video yesterday of this black guy who made his own Jarvis in his house, like from Iron Man.
Oh, the nerd got you.
And I was like, that is cool as shit. That was cool as shit to make your own Jarvis.
I mean, even as an anti-AIer, as a comic book nerd, having your own Jarvis, you'd have to be down with that.
And guess what he did, Sharmane? He made all this code open source so you can download it, make your own visual, and change the name. So somebody, like some people in the comments,
that's how you're supposed to do this stuff.
Yeah, he made it all open source for free, so you could download it and have your own Jarvis. But you can call it whatever you want. Somebody else called it Ada in the comments, like made it a woman, a British woman, like all types of stuff. You do whatever you want with it.
Again, if you're listening to this in 2135, the data centers have taken over and Skynet is predominant, but we are, AI is fun. AI was started as like Alexa. It started as, I'm about to turn it on. It started as SIRI on our phones. It turned into there's no water and grandma's basement is flooding. But in the meantime, we had a lot of fun making.
Yeah, we just need a middle ground.
We had a lot of fun making. Oh man, I know y'all haven't seen this because your algorithm is pure. There's these photos. Those photos went around that made Michelle Obama and Kamala Harris baddies. Like they just had them in like sundresses with big old booties. And not to say they're not.
I mean, Michelle is stacked.
Yeah, but it was like baddie-fied, and I was like, this is not what the Lord wanted when He made AI. It can't be.
Hilarious.
Here's what I'll say. Once we figure out how to desalinate water, we good. We can have all data centers we want.
Yeah,
in Asia, a lot of the data centers are in the ocean.
Oh, see, they good then.
Oh, that's so fucking
smart. The ocean big as fuck.
That's why I'm like, why are they taking up great precious land in Michigan? It's because they want to kill us. Sorry, that's right.
So then he goes, I might have to take drastic measures to not reveal the purpose that I'm here. He's like, what, you got a cyanide pill? I've seen that shit before. He was like, I got
Imagine thinking an alien would come down here and do something as small as a cyanide pill.
He said bigger. He says, how big? He says, I got a biometric neutron device woven into my body that I can activate with a thought. And he said,
he goes, that's fine. That's fine.
He says, that's fine. If you blow yourself up, I'm going to capture that shit with my fucking ring and walk out of here unscathed. I don't give a fuck. And he was like, how you going to do that? Do you even have no power? I don't see no fucking lantern to charge it. He's like, I got enough power. And I think that's when Chanel found out that you had to charge rings. That's when you found that out.
I would have remembered eventually.
Okay, sure.
Because up until this point, you're like, what the fuck does a lantern have to do? Like, if you don't know Green Lanterns, you would be like,
yeah, that's true.
What does a lantern have to do with this?
And again, I like that they're not just like expositing everything so that it's like being spoon fed to you. Like you kind of got to read between the lines to get the lore. And we established that, like, about 4 days that ring is going to go out. So there is a like random scene in the previews where Pierre, that's Mufasa, is holding the lantern. So I'm like, okay, we'll see it again. That's exciting.
By the way, Chanel,
Now
I
I
don't know
want
if
to
you
see
know
the
this.
actual lantern.
In real life canon, there was a Green Lantern way before Hal Jordan, way back in the 20s. In the
He
golden
wasn't
age,
wearing green or nothing.
in the golden
had
age
a
of
lantern.
I mean,
comic
the
books.
USA? What are you saying?
In the golden
Oh.
age of comic books back in the
Confused.
20s, there was a Green Lantern. His name was
Green
Alan
Lantern,
Scott. And his, the art, what stopped his lantern ring? Wood. If you put up wood, it would like block.
Yeah, that's right.
It blocked the fucking ring. And then it went away because comic books kind of went out of style for a little
they
bit.
didn't know about metals yet.
He also manifested the ring from the, like he didn't do, they weren't constructs or anything like that, but
they
he
weren't. Yeah, they
did
weren't like
magic.
this.
but
So
he did
then
manifest the ring from the lantern.
comic books kind of went out of style in the 40s, like the late 40s and 50s. The only comic
was a
books
whole
that
war.
See, we're listening to the radio.
the only comic
There's a
books
whole
that were
war going on
popular.
at the time.
The only comic books that were popular during that time was Captain America, Batman, Superman. That was it. During
Again,
during
I'm
that
sorry.
period,
I do this podcast for the person who enjoyed that I just did a 40s radio voice.
it was
For anybody
okay.
for anybody who got hyped about that, just know the show's for you.
It was okay. And then they have what's called the Silver Age of comics, which is the late 50s, early 60s, which is like all the characters you know about. X-Men, Spider-Man, all the characters you know about came about during that time in the Silver Age of comics. And they brought the Green Lantern back, which was Hal Jordan at the time. But what's funny is later, like 15, 20 years later, they brought Alan Scott back, all the way back from the 20s. He's been gone for 50 years. They finally brought him back in the Justice Society, and they made him the first gay superhero for DC.
Good,
Oh, did
because
they? I
he
didn't
wouldn't have
realize
had a
that.
chance. He wouldn't have had a chance to be out
In the 20s.
otherwise.
Yeah.
That's great. Yeah.
That's the Alan Scott story. As a quick aside.
Okay.
So then he was like, Hal was like, hey, dog, are you going to talk or are you going to blow yourself up? I don't got all fucking day. And he slams him against the wall and he said, why are you here? And he says, vengeance. And then you hear him beeping and Hal throws him to the ground, puts a ball around him. He blows up. The blow up goes out through like the back of the ship, but like nobody else gets hurt from it. Out the back of the building. And the rest of the town's like, what the fuck is that? And then we get jumped to 2026.
But I will say this: it does give Jason Ritter and them probably all the ammo they need to be like, oh, there's a war coming, and now the oh my god, the sheriff, she obviously is not the real one who holds power here. It's what's his name with the beard, but she is gonna have to go back and say so, like basically it's gonna validate the militia, and Hal is, I'm assuming, is gonna be on a mission to figure out what's really going on because he knows it's like he's just more invested in like what's actually happening. That's my
Brandon,
guess based on
would
this.
it be spoilers to mention who is possibly the alien at this point?
Yes.
Off of Vengeance? It would be a spoiler?
Yes.
Okay.
That would be
Then
a
I will
spoiler.
keep my mouth shut. But you know what I'm saying, right?
So then they cut to 2026, 10 years later. John's
Yeah,
driving
right,
through
yep.
Rushville.
He just moves on.
And it's snowing. It's beautiful. Beautiful shot.
And you know
Beautiful
what?
shot.
You know what? Sorry. Maybe the dad, the daddy, like Zaddy, maybe
Macon
he's an
dad?
alien. Yeah, maybe Macon's an alien. I just want to put all the alien guesses out here.
Like
early.
he's like,
so
I can be the alien, like you said earlier.
a
I can
double
be the
agent.
alien
He's a
here, but
double
no
agent.
other aliens can come here.
yeah, or I think he's a double agent. I think they don't know he's a. I think
Also,
it's 95.
by the way, just so y'all know,
Mhm.
this is before Superman. Oh, right around the time Superman got there. I think he got there in 20. What? He became
movie-
Superman. What they say he became Superman in the movie? Was it 20?
The movie came out in 2025, but he was supposed to be.
He had been Superman
People-
that long. Like
Yeah.
I
out
have no
as
chance
Superman.
He's an alien.
This might have been around the time when he became like out of Superman.
So Green Lantern would be known for 25, near 30 years before
Yeah.
Superman pops up.
Yeah.
That's a choice.
Yeah, Superman's that's why I said he was the first hero in this universe.
Okay, that's interesting.
So
Jaguar,
then,
you're
I
right.
didn't
I'm
catch
just
that.
literally trying to get my wildest guesses out there before the show starts.
so then he pulls up to the same. He pulls up to the same high school football field, and the sheriff is waiting for him. She's like, "It's been so long since I've seen you. I miss." They're all friendly and shit. So clearly, we know some shit happens in 2016 that makes them kind of close. And he's like, "Does anybody else know?" She says, "Just the groundkeeper." They walk into the stadium, and Hal is there, dead, frozen, with a bullet hole in his head.
In
then
the
it
same
goes off.
seat he was
And
in.
oh no, John looks down at his hand for the ring, and the ring not there. And that's the end of the
So
episode.
neither one of them has the ring. So
Well, we don't know if John
whoever's
has the
lantern-
ring because John's hand was
Yeah.
covered.
So John's hand, if you go back, is definitely don't have the ring. And if you listen to the end of the show, they mention that they show both of their hands on purpose. He doesn't have the ring.
The interesting thing about what we're seeing though is usually the ring immediately finds its next person. So even if Hal is sitting in front of us dead, there's an argument that he's not dead, I think.
Or is it not possible just a new Green Lantern? Like,
well, we
at that moment?
know there's a new Green Lantern. It's Guy Gardner. And
Maybe it
Superman.
goes to Guy.
But they already and Superman
so then-
Guy.
No,
but
Guy's
this
already
was Superman was a
established.
year before this, and Guy was already
Right.
a Green Lantern.
Guy's already
So
established.
then John never gets a chance? Like, what? I don't understand.
Well, even in the comics, if I remember, you'll have to correct me, Brandon. Like, he is active long before he actually gets his ring, and his ring kind of comes
Chanel
later,
will like
right?
this because Chanel was fake woke, so she'll like this story. So John Stewart's first appearance, okay, he basically is like it's kind of like this helping Hal out, training whatever fuck, and he takes Hal's ring because he wants to stop this fucking senator. And Hal's by the way, Hal's a complete asshole in the comic books at this time. And he's kind of still, not as much still, but back then, complete asshole. They had a book called Green Lantern, Green Arrow, and it was basically like, what if the most progressive person you know was with the most conservative person you know? And that was the story. Like Green Arrow's like this super left wing, like hippie hipster in the time. This is in the 70s, and Hal Jordan's like Mr. Conservative, blah blah blah. They even had a story in that series where this black man walks up to Green Lantern and he goes, "I've seen you help purple people and orange people and red people, but I'll never see you in the black neighborhood," to Hal Jordan. So John, there's a senator who's racist as fuck, like white supremacist. And John is like, he's fucked up. And Hal's like, oh, we don't get involved in politics, blah, 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 blah. John's like, he's fucked up. He's promoting white supremacy. And the senator does a plot to fake assassinate himself, to blame it on black people so that he can start a riot and people to go against black people so they can believe all the shit he was saying. And John takes his ring and stops him. And that's how he stops him. And Hal goes, oh, I should have believed you. You were right. This guy was so fucked up, blah, blah, blah. And that's the end of the story. And then John says, all right, dog, holler at me when you need me. And then he's just kind of like gone for like months in real time. And then he comes back and he gets his own book. And then he's like the main Green Lantern for a while. But he does kind of just like dip away after that first time with Hal for a little while. But so that is the thing. So yeah, that's the end of the episode.
Amazing. What a great pilot.
Are you excited for number
Pulled us
2,
right in.
Chanel? Are you excited for number 2 before we go?
Yeah, I already did my predictions. What about you guys?
Oh yeah,
I'm
loving
excited. I think what I love about the new version of comic book movies and shows is that they do try to ground it in our reality, and we're just like, the only thing we have to get up to speed on is that there are powered people. Everything else is the same. And I think that is the way to go. And I really feel like they did that here.
Thank you, everybody in the chat who was with us. I saw that Kev on stage was streaming live at the same time as us doing the Green Lanterns review. So you came to join us while he was streaming. We appreciate that.
You really rocked on us for
We
real.
appreciate that greatly. Sharmane and I will be back later this week to do Silo episode 8. Episode 8 of Shiloh. Chanel claims, this is her claim, that she will join us for the finale of Silo. This is her claim. Okay.
Just the finale?
That's the only thing
I've
she
been
committed
trying,
to.
but it's like something will happen and I just won't be able to finish the episode in time. And I'll just be like, you know what, just go with God.
So she claims she'll join us with the finale. So you can look forward to seeing her on episode 10 of Silo in a couple weeks.
I will definitely be there. Jaguar, by the way, before we go, Jaguar says they are intrigued. I wasn't blown away, but hopefully optimistic for future episodes. Hopefully Red Lanterns and not Sinestro, but we'll see. So if you guys have more comments as you're watching this later, out of sync, please leave us a comment, hype us up, like, subscribe, all the good stuff.
All right, Chanel, go ahead and do the outro.
Sharmane, anything you want to share besides remind us about your live?
Yeah, I'll do. What day did I say I was going to do it? Thursday.
Thursday.
I'll do it on Thursday, so you can follow me on YouTube at Sharmane Fury. S as in Sam, HARMANE, F as in Frank, URY. That is my actual name. And you can find me on Instagram and YouTube that way. And I really want to see the color spectrum. I'm an Indigo Tribe girl, so I want to see. I want to see them show up.
I don't know what the fuck.
Well, it doesn't make any sense what I just said. If you don't know anything, it don't make any sense what I just said.
Brandon has told me there's other colors, and I just don't want to hear none of it because I'm like, I don't understand it. I gotta see it to believe it because I'm like, is it Power Rangers? I just don't really fully process what's happening. So I look forward to it. And yeah, thank you guys for being here. This is We Was Watching, also known as We Was Lanterns this season. I'm so excited for Aaron, Pierre, that's Mufasa. And then also the Kyle, what's his name, is I actually love him and stuff. He's chill white guy. Isn't he Friday Night Lights? Yes, he's Friday Night Lights. Yeah, so he's a now.
Fun fact, that used to film at a high school down the street from my house when I lived in Austin.
Oh, amazing.
And I never saw the show.
Yeah. The movie was better. Sorry, but I don't know how I missed this. Hal Jordan is absolutely the number one zaddy on this show. No one's out zaddying him.
Okay.
He's zaddy when he's not fighting. I'm sorry. That actor is a zaddy.
Okay.
Yeah, he is. And fight me. So anyway, I am so excited you guys are here for this season with us. Watch along, debate me about the zaddies if you want to. Otherwise, we'll see you guys next time. Leave us a 5-star review or email us at email us. The email is wewaswatchingpodcast@gmail.com. Follow us on socials, and which should be in the show notes. If they're not, let us know. That's pretty much it, guys. So until next time, green is mean, and what did it say? It's got to be green. Damn, what?
Are you afraid?
Yes.
Say, are you afraid?
No, she's doing the whiz. She's doing the whiz.
Green. I've got to be seen. You got to be seeing green, guys.
Seen
okay,
green,
we was lanterns. We was watching. Green. If we was watching it, then you need to be watching it too. You need to be seen in green. Okay, guys. We'll see you next time.